On day 8 of a 10-day silent meditation retreat, I walked up to the teacher and I told him that I wanted to leave. And this wasn't the first time I had brought it up to him or myself. He laughed and then he got more calm and he looked at me and said 4 words: be easy on yourself. I went back to my dorm room. I sat with those 4 words for a while, and right then I understood. He wasn't just talking about the retreat. He was describing exactly how I had been seeing myself in my entrepreneurial journey of 10 years. Over a decade of entrepreneurship and through my own learned methods of self-discovery and self-awareness, I have come to understand that the business one has is directly proportionate with how one projects oneself into the world. What is inside you shows up in the way that you create and build, in what you decide, and in what you keep putting off. And in this video, it's about a moment where I faced even deeper what was inside me. Now, I'm not here to convince you to do a silent meditation retreat, although I believe it is masterfully helpful. I'm here because what I found in those 10 days was a deeper reflection of how I can operate and how I can run my business better. Not just a meditation insight, it's a deeper look at myself. Now, Vipassana is a 10-day silent meditation retreat. You wake up around 4 a.m. in the morning, you meditate for 10 to 11 hours a day. You have no phone, you don't read, you don't write. There's no working out or exercising, and there's no talking. It's called noble silence. There's no gestures, no nods with other participants, and the food is vegan only. You basically sit for hours. You observe yourself, your mind, your thoughts, your sensations. That's it. I had been wanting to do this for years. I finally went at the end of April 2026. 21 men checked in on day 1. 19 made it all the way through. Most people think the hard part is the silence. It's actually not, though. The hard part is facing yourself. I walked in with a specific mindset. I practice meditation myself. I know what stillness feels like. So I thought, I'm gonna be fine. I've already done the hard part. Now, days 1 and 2 were seemingly easy. I was comfortable in the meditation and excited to learn more about myself. But quickly, it started to get uncomfortable. On day 3, everything changed. In the early afternoon of day 3, my mind started to go to extremes I had either never experienced so vividly or had never been this self-aware of before. My mind started making up things that I did not even know it was capable of making up, bringing up either stories that I hadn't thought of in years or completely making anything up just so it's not tame. It had me thinking that whatever I was doing in that moment was demonic, that the people at this retreat were actually brainwashing me, that either I was abandoning God or God was abandoning me. What was I doing here? That was a rough roller coaster ride for about 4 to 5 or 6 hours. My mind kept going and going. That evening, I went to see the teacher, as this was a thought that was getting intrusive. He listened, and then he told me, God is everywhere. Fractals of God are in everything that we see, and in things we do not yet see. But these 10 days are not about religion or a set doctrine that we're learning. So whatever is coming up, let it move through you. Don't assign too much weight to it. Just breathe. One of the things Vipassana teaches is anicca, the law of impermanence. What you're thinking or feeling will come and it will go. And that change is the natural order of life. So I went back to my room, I fell asleep, and I stayed with that again. But day 3 was not the hardest part. I just didn't know it yet. On day 4, they teach you the actual Vipassana technique. It's a body scan. Head to toe, slow and deliberate, body part by body part. You're basically training yourself to observe physical sensations without reacting to it. They also introduce what is called adhitthana, the strong determination sitting. During dedicated hour-long Vipassana sessions, you commit to sitting completely still without moving or opening your eyes for an entire hour. The purpose is for physical or mental discomfort to act as a microscope to the sensations in the body, training the mind to remain equanimous and observe things simply as they are. No matter what you're feeling, no matter how much pain you're in, you simply do not move. I told myself, all right, this is what we have to do. We're in it. Let's do it. Now, when the mind slows down, when it's not running the way it normally does, you start to feel energy moving through the body in a way that does not have a clean description in language or in English. After that first adhitthana, I felt a type of energy in my body that I had never felt before. It felt absolutely incredible. For the first time since I had arrived at the retreat, I truly actually wanted to be there. Day 5, day 6, day 7. I sat through every adhitthana session without moving. Somewhere around day 6, the novelty started to wear off though. The body scan that had opened something up on day 4 now felt more like work. My mind went quiet on the existential thoughts and picked up something new. I'm not being productive. I'm not building anything. I'm just sitting here. I have a business to run. I have things to do. I wanted to get out and actually live my day-to-day life. And then I started to understand why people leave. The best way I can put all this is that it's a marathon for the mind. Day 6 was mile 18. I was still in it, but I had stopped believing I wanted to get all the way to the finish line. Day 8 came around, and I sat through every adhitthana session again. By the afternoon, I was in genuine torment, Not because it had gotten necessarily harder. I had done 11 Adhitana sessions in a row to the letter. No movement, no opening of the eyes, and now I was starting to hate it. I felt like I was actually torturing myself. That evening, I went to the teacher, and I spoke to him every night for support. But it was also just to talk to someone. This is what I said. I think what is coming up for me is my perfectionism. In so many areas of my life, I have to do it perfectly every time. And now I'm in literal pain, and it's making me not want to meditate ever again. That's when he laughed at me, not in a condescending way, but in a loving way. And then he said, "You've done it 11 times in a row. Some people do not even do it 2 or 3 times in the whole 10-day retreat, and then be easy on yourself." And that's exactly what I needed and what I wanted, what I felt my soul needed to hear. I realized I had turned a mindful practice into a performance, and I started to reflect and recognize that same pattern in many areas of my life, especially in business. Day 9 was a difficult kind of difficult. I went into the afternoon Adhitana, and within the first 10 minutes, something inside me started moving. What came to me was a lingering emotional attachment I had still with my life partner and girlfriend of almost 11 years. For the remaining 50 minutes, I broke down crying. And I also had to ball up all the tears and everything that was coming with them, boogers and all, because I could not disturb my fellow classmates who were in their own Adhitana meditations. So 50 minutes straight, I sat there crying in tears. What that brought into focus was whatever I'm still holding on to from before shapes what I'm building and who I am now. And it's not in a tangible way, not in like operations or content in a business. It works quietly underneath everything, really running the show. The ones who finished, which were 19 out of 21 men and 19 out of 21 women, were not necessarily the most experienced meditators. They weren't even the most spiritual. They were the ones willing to be with whatever came up with instead of running away from it. It's not that we need more information. It's the willingness to stay in the room. It's to stay in the arena. The willingness to stay in the process. Now, there's 3 ways people respond to discomfort and fear. 1, they run. They fill the space with activity, noise, or distraction. 2, they freeze. They defer the decision, wait for better conditions, and keep the actions on hold. Or lastly, 3rd, they face it. Most entrepreneurial behavior I've experienced myself and seen in those I've guided and helped is running or freezing, dressed up as strategy or tactic. I've watched entrepreneurs, including myself, avoid decisions for months because the feeling of not being ready was not there yet. So here's the lessons that I came back with. 1, the mind is our greatest friend and it's our greatest enemy. Most of the time, it's going to manufacture reasons to quit. The existential crisis I had on day 3, it just simply wasn't real. It was just my mind doing anything it could and making up noise. The skill is learning to feel the difference between a genuine signal and something that is wrong and manufactured resistance that shows up when we're stepping into a higher and more evolved version of ourselves. 2, one of the hardest and yet most noble things that anyone can do is sit down and do what looks like absolutely nothing. That's what I did for 10 days. Sit on a meditation cushion and observe myself and the sensations and thoughts that ran through my body. And it's genuinely tiring, much more taxing than it sounds. 3, silence is powerful. When you listen to silence and to yourself, what is actually inside you comes to the surface. I had never gone that long without speaking or communicating with another person. I learned more about myself in 10 days than in years in reading about it. 4, perfectionism is not the same as excellence. Perfectionism is the compulsion to perform correctly at the cost of showing up at all. In entrepreneurship, it doesn't look like higher standards. It looks like avoidance with a better story. A decision kept on hold because conditions are simply not perfect. That's not caution, that's hiding. 5, almost every day I wanted to leave. And what I came to understand is that our entire lives is an actual meditation where we can observe ourselves and meet each moment with present moment awareness and firm determination to get through the ups and downs of life and entrepreneurship. Staying and going through the process is where the fulfillment actually happens. 6, the law of impermanence, anicca, means that nothing remains the same. Not just our external world, but also our internal world. Everything is in constant change. Through observing sensations in my body, I could feel that at the subtlest levels, I'm in constant change and influx. My feelings and experiences, both good or bad, will come just as they'll go. 7, 10 days of being isolated with myself and God showed me more than ever that I'm okay being alone, or what I thought is alone. 8, mental fortitude is a muscle. You do not read your way through it. You do not theorize your way through it. You sit with discomfort, and then you sit with it again the next day, and then the next. I didn't come back from Vipassana enlightened like a Buddha. I actually came back tired, quieter, and more honest with myself. Even after 10 years of entrepreneurship, after sharing what I've learned with others, I came back knowing what started in that meditation hall did not stop when I actually walked out. It actually opened up more and the work continued. I could see where my perfectionism had been costing, not in quality, but in presence. How many times I had made something harder than it needed to be, not because it was actually hard, but because I could not let myself do it wrong. What starts within is what you project outward. This is what Ananta wealth is built on. You can build the best systems and the best financial structure, and they will still be shaped by what you bring to them. If you're right now in the middle of something that has stopped feeling worth it, where the awe is gone and you're at mile 18, like I was, stay. The breakthrough is just on the other side. If you want more information on Vipassana, it's a free course or retreat happening all over the world multiple times. Go ahead and check out the link below, and God bless. All right, well, I'm going into Vipassana, into myself, into connection with God. I love you, and I love you, Alberto. I love you.